Oh, I thought you said you were going to improve. Thought you said you were going to change your life. Next distraction, next drink. But you didn't. 2 years ago in this month was when I was at like one of my lowest points. I was insecure. I wanted to stop being a degenerate. Then you realize I'm addicted to my phone. Wow, I can't even wake up early. Then you realize, wow, I need to do work. I had to hit rock bottom. I had to see the dark to chase after the light.
And if you had to choose just 5 habits for the winter arc, what would they be?
One of them has to be reading, bro. But you can think and hope and dream and wish all you want, but it actually takes effort. It takes sacrifice. Become he who can. Everyone has to pay a price, whether that be now, later, whatever it is. I'm willing to pay the price now.
What is the biggest lesson you take from the winter arc? So there's been this trend going on for the past 3-4 years, since COVID, I think. And especially this year, it's been booming a lot. It's the winter arc. I just have this simple question to open up this episode is, what's the winter arc, Michael?
The winter arc. I mean, dude, when you think about an arc, right? Think about in any story, the hero, the protagonist, the main character, right? He's called to something. He's called to what? An adventure. He has a problem in life that he has to go out and solve. So let's say, for example, right, the winter arc. On social media nowadays, like this year around, it's a joke, bro. It's kind of annoying because it lost what it actually meant, right? Winter arc, spring arc, summer arc, doesn't matter, right? These arcs are just simply a time of transformation. That's what it is. The winter arc is a time of transformation. But people, like to make it like this thing, don't do that, bro. You should have been working on yourself, or it's corny, bro. You know what I mean? But regardless of what people say, it hit mainstream media. Everyone's talking about it now. So just like, now it's not fun anymore. I mean, it used to be fun when it's like only a few people knew about it and like only a certain group of people would know about it.
It broke the vibe.
Exactly. Like everyone killed the vibe, right? Like for me personally, like I'm not gonna wait till winter to go through a transformation. But, you know what I mean? Winter's a time of it being dark out. It's cold, right? It is a different vibe versus the summer or the spring where everything's light, everything's open, everything is just bright and hot and everyone's out and energy's booming. But in the winter, right? It's cold, it's dark. You can get kind of lonely, right? You don't get much sun. You don't get much vitamin D. So it's like, what do you do at that time? You can spend a lot of this time working on yourself. And last year, when you found my video, the winter arc, when I first started the YouTube channel, dude, I just wanted to make some cool winter arc video, right? And tell people like what I'm doing, tell people how they can improve themselves on the winter arc, whatever. And I had fun with it. And so that whole idea was just me genuinely just trying to transform myself because why not, bro? Like the winter arc sounds cool. I want to go through a period of transformation. And so that's what the winter arc means to me, is a time of transformation.
You just mentioned that you're pissed because it's become more of a meme than an actual, something to take seriously.
Yeah.
So you don't think that the winter arc is overhyped?
Well, now it is. Yeah, it's overhyped, bro. But the whole idea is the reason that it's a meme now, people joke and like laugh at it, is because people all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I'm going to change my life now. After being a lazy piece of shit all summer, right? Oh my God, I'm gonna change my whole entire life in winter, when they weren't doing shit they wait till the last quarter of the year to change. Imagine that, right? Listen, like I'm not gonna wait till the winter arc. I'm gonna keep developing as time goes on, right? You shouldn't stop and wait till winter arc, wait till this arc, wait. Like what are we doing here? Waiting for what? You could die tomorrow. Right? You could literally die. And people are so worried about waiting till October 1st to work on themselves, to transform. You should have been transforming September. What's the last day of September? The 30th? I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, September 30th. You should have been one day ahead of everybody else. But yeah, it is kind of annoying. It's a meme, but I'm still going to transform my life regardless. I'm not going to let people make my journey or my transformation a joke. But I'm certainly not going to be out here being like, guys, it's finally time for me to change. Oh my gosh, right?
A lot of people make they basically compare it to the New Year's resolution. Like all these people, they just wait the whole year, and then suddenly, Jan 1st, oh, now I can work on myself, now I can be different, now I can quit that. What do you think of that then?
The New Year's resolution. So, I mean, it's the same thing with just waiting for the perfect moment. It's waiting for Monday, waiting for, oh my God, Monday I'm going to change, or the beginning of next month I'm going to change, or when this happens, or after the holidays, waiting, this day, that day. Start now. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? Start now. And the reason people, they say these things to themselves, because it makes them feel good. Oh, this day I'm going to change, or on Monday, right? On Monday, my life is going to change. That's not how this works. It takes time. This literally takes time. Your whole life is not going to change on a Monday. After you've been lazy for most of your life, you weren't ambitious, you were unmotivated. That's not how this works. It's 0.001%. Start there. Start getting better, 0.001%. Because you can't do 1%. So it's like, this is for the people too who, they're on the fence. They're like, oh, like I want to change, but they keep falling victim to their bad habits. They keep getting distracted, right? For me, that was me in 2022. I was on the fence of being a degenerate and wanting to completely transform my life, right? But I had to hit rock bottom. I had to go through a time of, I had to see the dark to chase after the light. You know what I mean?
So why would someone want to start the winter arc then? Because clearly you're saying you should just start now. So why would someone put so much effort into starting this winter arc?
Yeah, I mean, you can call it a winter arc, you can call it a character arc, you can call it a time of transformation, but all it is the hero's journey, but just rewrapped, and it looks different. Do you know what the hero's journey is?
Please.
Yeah, so I think once I explain this, everyone will have a good idea what the hero's journey is. You've watched movies about heroes, I'm sure you've watched like some stuff, like everyone has watched a hero movie. At least if you're not, you're missing out, right? But the whole idea is the hero gets thrown into a problem. He has a calling to adventure. What does that mean? Let's say, for example, you're sitting down on your bed, it's dark, you're kind of miserable, but then you see on your phone like some crazy motivational TikTok or something, right? And you're like, yeah, I should probably change my life, probably change myself, right? That could be a call to adventure itself. You might see some people say things and it might wake you up and be like, wait, what am I doing with my life? I should probably just make more money or get a better physique, or I should probably get more healthier. Once you've seen, you cannot unsee. That's the call to adventure, right? It's like having a vision and trying to ignore it, but you can't, because now you've seen, you cannot unsee. Bro, when I first started seeing people make money online, people live this like remote lifestyle. They make a lot of money just through the internet. Bro, once I see, I cannot unsee. I want that, right? Like before that, I didn't really necessarily want it, but once you've seen something that's beyond your comfort zone, you're like, or beyond like something that, like a vision, or you see other people, you're like, what? You look at your life, you're like, I kind of want that. And that's a call to adventure, right? How do I get that? That's the journey. And so the winter arc is a time of transformation. You set a couple goals, you plan it out, you have an intention in mind. In 3 to 4, even 5 months from now, I want to be a completely different person. In what ways? In what facets? Maybe you want to prioritize your physique, your health, or maybe financially, your business, your relationships. You want to become a better man. You want to build better habits. You want to stop watching porn. You want to get rid of your bad habits. So winter arc, the reason I feel like people would want to go on it is just for simply the transformation. They're being called to something, right? The winter arc is being thrown in people's faces. Hey guys, winter arc, change your life, but they make it a meme. Now it's like, nah, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not going.
It's like cringe now. Like if you do it, you're like a sheep.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is about sheep and the 99% is that once 99% like gets a hold of it, it's not value. It's not like, it's just like Bitcoin, right? Whenever everyone knows what Bitcoin is now, right? It's not when it's at like what 70, what is that, right? Like 69K.
I think you just crossed the 70K recently.
Like you were early on it, right? And
Yeah,
who was talking about it?
2018.
Who was talking about it back then?
Not many
It
people.
was like esoteric. It was like
Yeah.
no one knew what it was. I didn't know what it was. Dude, 2018, bro. I'm worried about bitches. I'm worried about, I was insecure. I was in like ninth grade, I think. And so,
So you believe that the fact that more people know about something, it devalues it. So like take the example of like say cold plunge. Do you think that it devalues the benefits you can get from a cold plunge, given that everybody knows what it is?
well, here's the thing, right? If everyone knows what the cold plunge is, it doesn't necessarily take away the benefits. You could still take a cold plunge and get all the benefits from it, but there's a reason that 99% of people, or 90%, whatever the percentages of people are like sheep, they conform. They're all the same, right? Mediocre. They all do the same things, right? Outside of that is the 10 to 1%, the top 10 to 1%. There's a reason it's called the top, the pinnacle, because not many people want to be there. So if everyone was in the top 1%, then it's like, where's the mountain? We're just on a plane.
If everybody's extraordinary, then everybody's ordinary.
Exactly. It's just another baseline of human existence. And unfortunately, humans have such this capability to want to advance and to want to seek out potential. Thank God. That's a blessing, right? To want to seek out potential. But we also have the other side, which is to conform, to be like everybody else, to be a sheep out of insecurity or scarcity.
What first drew you to the Winter Arc then, Michael? How did you discover it?
It was definitely, well, when you think of an arc, when I think of arc, I just think of anime. I just think of watching, whenever I used to watch anime, I'd think of a story arc. Same with the hero's journey, that's all it is. A story arc is just a hero's journey. Get called to something. You have to go on a mission, you have to find things. You have to go through the abyss, you have to get knocked down. You have to get hurt. But then you have to heal, you have to snap back and gain powers and then come back and then do another story. It's a cycle. Everyone goes through these things. And the reason that I was called to it was, I think in 2022, when I made the commitment. What's today? October 21st. So 2 years ago in this month was when I was at like one of my lowest points. I was just so disappointed with myself. I was insecure. I wanted to stop being a degenerate. We talked about this, playing Fortnite, taking edibles. I was
Till 3 a.m. in the morning.
till 3 a.m. in the morning, lagging real time. Dude, I was just like, I literally was like, I'm not shit. Like, I literally like am like, I don't feel worth it at all. I had a really low self-worth, low self-confidence, and the Winter Arc, this call to adventure on social media, it's like, yeah, I want to transform. I want to become better. I want to become a better man. And what called me towards that was just a better life, something better than where I was at, which was a dark hole I was in. So the only thing I can go is up, bro.
Was that your door to self-improvement?
What is it?
Was that your door to self-improvement then?
If self-improvement, the reason that I went on it in the first place was it was a down spiral. It was a snowball effect. I'll tell the story, bro. I was in the kitchen working my job. I was working as a cook or a food runner. I forget what I was doing. And I was closing up at night. And this was back in 2022 in like September, August. All my friends left the college. I'm going to community college. I never wanted to go. I was not really eating the best. I lost weight over the summer from drinking, not eating enough calories, not being consistent. I just felt so ashamed of myself, right? And that night, I just had a lot of overwhelming emotions and anxiety. And I was cutting things to like wrap up the kitchen. And bro, I got so many intrusive thoughts. I had a knife in my hand, cutting things, and I had to put it down, bro, because I had so many intrusive thoughts. And that memory is like ingrained in me because it felt dark. And I was just like, I need to seek out the light. I need to seek something better than this. Anything is better than just living like this. I did not want to keep living like that. So I looked at my actions I was taking. I was staying up all night, playing video games. I had no ambition. I was,
Pure hedonism.
yeah, exactly. All of it, the whole 9 yards of it. And I did that for a whole year. And guess what? You reap what you sow. That's what I came out to be. That's the person I became. A person who is not, who doesn't feel like he's worth it, who's insecure, who just wants something better in life. He wants freedom, right? I wanted freedom, bro. And the winter arc was a chance for me to call my transformation a winter arc, right? To want to transform. But hope that answers it.
What fears and insecurities did you confront during this period? And how did you face them?
So, I mean, the first year of trying to develop myself, even the first 6 months, bro, was like the most like heart aching. It was because I was lonely. I had really had no friends. I stopped talking to people. I stopped talking to my family. I was just like, it was just me. Like, I gotta get better. I have to, like, I was just so obsessed with getting out this hole. But, the first 6 months of it was dark. It was winter, right? I was trying to figure things out, how to build a better physique. I was trying to find a way to make money, but I had no purpose. I was just trying to fill a void with self-improvement, which isn't a bad thing, but there's better ways to always do things to fill that void. You have two choices, right? To fill the void with either more pleasure to fill it temporarily, or go through the pain of fulfillment and be filled more often than not, right? Having a more fulfilling life. You can choose to be filled temporarily or choose the other side. You get to choose which sides. And so for me, I really had to just struggle between that battle of, what do I want in life? And I thought it was money. I thought it was a good physique, but I just wanted to be accepted. I just wanted to feel confident in myself. I just wanted to be proud of myself. I just wanted to prove myself. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. And the first 6 months was me looking at all the habits I was doing, why I was doing it, and breaking them down and just trying to build something new. I had to deconstruct myself in order to reconstruct, right? Break the foundation. Look at all your pieces. Throw out the pieces you don't want. Bring in new pieces and then rebuild the structure. And this is not just a one-time process. This is how humans work. We deconstruct and reconstruct in order to transmute our character.
It's interesting how you said that you're keeping some pieces in. You're not throwing everything away.
Yeah. Because not everyone people have gifts, bro. Everyone has good things about them, but not all of it is you, right? Your authentic self. I've realized that some of my pieces, wow, I really use my imagination to keep me motivated, or I use my imagination to look at things differently so I can be more productive, or maybe I'm a very compassionate person. I didn't realize I was that. And through self-reflection, through times being alone, I've realized I actually love people. I actually care about people. I don't want people to be hurt. I don't want to, and I kept these traits, right? Because they served me. Not only that, but it just felt like I was myself. And so the winter arc, right? My first winter arc was a time for me to really, just find out who the fuck I am. So.
What year was that?
What year? 2022.
2022. And how did it change your perspective? How did it change your perspective on personal growth then? If you had any back then.
The key to personal growth is self-awareness, because you can't solve a problem that you can't see. It's solving a math problem blind. It's like this, right? You know what the problem is, right? If you were to say to me a math problem, if you were to speak it to me, 8 plus 9 times 1,000, right? You could say it, and I could try to mentally picture it in my head, but seeing it written down is easier to solve. So most people try to solve their problems by just either hearing, or by just trying to solve something they can't really see objectively. This has a lot to do with the habits, why you do the things in the first place. What was the question? I'm sorry.
You said, how did it change your perspective on
Yeah.
personal growth? How did the winter arc change that?
So personal growth, yeah, self-awareness. That's what it's about. You need self-awareness in order to see what you're doing. It's all about being aware. We live in a world of distractions and stimulation, so it's hard to pinpoint where you go wrong.
And you streamlined that through journaling, for example.
Dude, journaling, spending time by myself, losing, failing, trying things, just like through pain, suffering, through being alone, through there's so many things that you could do to kind of be self-aware. But most of the time it was through being alone, isolation, journaling, talking to God out loud in my room, just speaking out loud, just trying to understand things. And all I realized is that you need to be self-aware, aware of why you do things in the first place. See, what I've realized is that in order to grow, right, you need to find the pieces. When you deconstruct yourself, you need to be aware of all the pieces in order to reconstruct and find other pieces. I sound like I'm on like drugs or something, talking about some crazy puzzle. But you know what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, really, continue. I would tell you if I didn't understand what you're saying.
And so with self-awareness, now it's right now where I'm at 2 years later, it's very not, I wouldn't say easy, because now I know how to solve a problem with my character, as in, okay, I've been sleeping in lately. Why? Okay, what caused me to do that in the first place? Maybe it was a snowball effect of me getting home late from work and I skipped out on something I wanted to sleep in. It's being aware of the habits and why you do them. We don't do things for no reason. There's a reason that you're programmed a certain way. But guess what? Your mind is your friend. We program our mind. What programs your mind? Your soul, your spirit, yourself. Your mind serves you, right? In the way that you tell it to. It's a double-edged sword. You could tell your mind, oh, I'm lazy, I'm a loser, I'm this. And your mind will be like, yeah. Like, it will take in the information and then and use it to manifest it out in reality. And guess what? You'll be a loser if you look at yourself like that. It's identity.
It's crazy the power of limiting beliefs. How you can self-hypnosis yourself without realizing it.
Exactly. And I've been
reading.
reading.
It works the other way around.
Exactly. And when it comes to visualizing an identity, this is something I've been like researching and reading in so many books, listening to so many things. It always talks about visualize in your mind who you want to become. But don't just visualize, step into that person. Now make decisions, wear a costume. Not actually wear a costume, but start wearing this person that you want to become. Because guess what, bro? We're all actors in a play. That's it. But in order to change your character, you have to go out into the audience and look at the stage. And then you go back on stage as the person you want to become. I read that, dude, in a book, and I was just like, opened up like a crazy analogy about that. We're all actors, bro. Choose your character. That's all it is.
I want to go back to the winter arc. I want you to go in extreme detail here on specifically what it is, when it starts, and then if you could walk me through your perfect winter arc day.
Winter arc day. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to say what I'm doing this time around. And I'm not necessarily, I'm calling it a character arc. And what that really means is have you ever heard of the book, The 12-Week Year? So it's this book, it talks about how to stop going by the normal annual monthly goals and just set goals in periods of 12 weeks. And in those 12 weeks, that is a year. That is a year you do what? You set certain goals, you achieve certain goals in a week, and it's easier to plan things when it's shorter. For example, if I were to have a winter arc that's a year long, it would be harder for me to kind of projectile in aim the right way.
So
if I
you do
just
12 weeks or the equivalent of
12
3
weeks,
months.
3 months, yeah. 12 weeks,
Okay.
3 months, 4 months, whatever it is. So what I've been realizing, I've been teaching this too. I taught it on YouTube. I taught it inside my Discord community about character arcs going through times of change. And so this winter arc, what I'm doing is right now, I'm changing my approach to content and where I'm at. So it's on Instagram. I'm documenting the journey and I'm trying to get in the best shape of my life. I set a couple goals. I want to be 185 to 190 pounds, lean, aesthetic, flexible, athletic. And that's the goal. Why? Why is it the goal? Because your vessel, right? Your body is the thing that you walk around in, right? If you're sick, who cares about your dreams, bro? Right? You can't have goals when your body's sickly. It's not being able to move. You got to be free. Freedom in movement, freedom in your body. And I just want to look like an anime character. Like, I'm going to be honest, right? I want to look like a sick person. Like, I want to look good in my own body. That's it. And so what my approach to this winter arc is taking the more athletic approach. So 75 hard allows me to do an outdoor workout, indoor workout, and really just change things up with my diet, getting really dialed in with my macros, and really just changing my body composition. So this winter arc for me is mostly about changing my mindset, but also changing my body with it. As I change my body, I change my mind. There would be no point of me going just in one facet and leaving everything behind on the others, because you're just capping your potential. So what I'm doing is developing my physique, the physical, developing the mental, developing my soul, right? And during this process of transformation in all three facets, you change. And so 75 hard I'm doing. I'm really just trying to be consistent and like test things out. It's almost like this, right? I imagine it like this. Imagine we're all like in this digital world, like we're all in like a game of life. We're all inside the game of life. Instead of setting challenges for myself, I go out into a city center and accept this challenge, right? To challenge myself, because it already has rules and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm traveling around the game of life. Well, like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, not actually traveling around, but in accepting other challenges. Why? To test my character. In order for me to change, I need to do things differently. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So this winter arc, I'm really focusing on changing my actions and transforming my character, right? Not just physical, not just mental, the whole thing, my identity. And I'm reading books about it, accepting new challenges. I'm about to accept a new challenge today. It's called Dojo Mode. It's, do you know the Belmars? Luke Belmar?
Oh, yeah.
His brother, Nate Belmar, Mr. Belmar, he has a community called Anime Shreds. And what he talks about is a different way of nutrition and working out and stuff like that. So he has this challenge called Dojo Mode. And where it's like you transform your body in 44 days with a certain set of rules. I looked at the rules, he just put it out, and it aligns with the 75-day hard. And I was a 75 hard challenge. And I was just like, I might as well like accept this challenge too. Why not? Why not? Because if I look at it like this, right? If I don't do it, I'm just gonna regret. And I'm gonna die one day. Right? Who cares if I might as well go into the challenge and get it done. So I'm gonna announce
What's
that.
the limit then, Michael, to accepting challenges? Because you can't accept every challenge that comes your way, right?
No, of course not. But you know how much you can accept or not. You know, dude, even if I lose, it's about failure, right? I'm chasing failure. I'm not chasing growth. I'm chasing how to fail multiple times, because the most growth I've ever had was the times where, dude, I'm literally sitting there on my bed, like looking at my ceiling, asking God, like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do. And like, I kept failing and failing and failing at what you might ask, like failing as in like, I'm not seeing enough growth. Like I'm trying things and it's not working. Exactly. So this happened recently. Dude, I'll even tell you before this winter arc that I went into. During the months of August and September, I was in a rut. I was in a big rut because I hit a dead end with my YouTube channel, with the things I was going towards, because it wasn't really aligned with the end goal, the long-term vision.
What was that dead end?
It felt like I didn't really like my content, what I was doing. And I felt like I could do, what is it?
In what sense?
Like, I was looking at my YouTube videos and I just felt like I was trying to, yes, like, okay, the advice was good, but how do I want to be more flexible with the way that I make content, the way that I help people. I don't want to just I just don't want to, it's hard for me to describe, but I just didn't like it. I didn't really like the way that my content was going, and I
It
felt
wasn't
like
resonating with you anymore.
it wasn't. And I
Okay.
had to really understand, okay, if this doesn't resonate with me, what does? And I had to go on a journey of just self-discovery, and I was kind of being obsessed with it, and being so obsessed with something, like trying to strangle a result, it's gonna hate you. It's gonna fight back, right? Anything. If you obsess over a relationship and you try to strangle it, it's gonna just fight back and want to leave. So
Or it
I had
does.
to, exactly. And so what I had to do was go through a period of just not knowing. Dude, and during August and September, I was confused as fuck. Like, and still right now, it's like I'm still trying to get more clear. But what I had to learn, especially with walking with the God and walking with the Lord, is that I need to be patient and surrender a lot of these results to God. And so I would literally spend days, I would spend hours and like just talking to God and giving it and saying to him, hey, listen, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I trust you. That's it. And there was no other thinking. There was no other, because I used to overthink about it. I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do next? What is the next step for me? I got to figure this out quickly or else I run out of time. And it's like, what am I doing? Right? I'm 20 years old. Like, what? Like, why am I stressing about this? Right? I have a lot of time. And so, but I'm not going to take that for granted, of course. But I literally just like, I was talking to God. I was just like, I don't really know what to do right now. I don't know where this is going to go. But I said to God, I trust that you're doing wonders in my life. I trust that things will turn out great. Why? Because it's by your will. It's according to what you have set out for me, not what I've set out for myself. You are perfect and I'm not. So your plan is going to always be better than my plan. That's what I would say to him out loud. And I had to kind of just like wait for revelations and wait and not just do nothing. During this time, I was still developing, but just like, I wasn't half-assing it either, but I just took a step back from content and just started to just kind of come back to my original. I stopped being distracted. I stopped really being on my phone so much. I would go out in nature. I would have hard workouts still, but I was just like kind of I would say drifting. I was drifting, but I was intentionally drifting to be open to a new path, open to revelations on what to do next. Why? Because I surrendered it to God, right? When I'm ready, he will I will feel that intuition. And so now I'm here. I've stumbled upon challenging myself, changing my character. This is what I stumbled upon, and documenting it, not necessarily coming from a perspective of just trying to teach people, you should, but from a perspective of, guys, this is what I'm doing, and here's how it's helped me. And if you're going through this just same as I did, here's what you should do if you've been through X, Y, Z. Not necessarily just being so caught up in teaching, but documenting, showing that, hey guys, like this is what I'm doing, right? Being like leading the way instead of just telling, right? Showing by action.
I've got one last question before we go back into the winter arc. Have you ever thought that maybe your content doesn't resonate with you, but it still might resonate with your audience? And that you might risk the fact that your audience might not resonate with it anymore once you create new content?
That's almost like making content just so a specific person likes it.
Why isn't that the point of content though? Growth, so that the audience learns something instead of you just getting something from it?
Mm-hmm. But even with my content, it's like, it's still so early to build an audience. Like, even though 10,000 subs, like, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but
12.
12,000 subs. Thank you for that. But 12,000 subs. It's still, I'm still building my audience. I'm still building my audience. It's still early, and it's still it's still like the beginning of this.
There's still a place for innovation.
There's so much space for innovation. And I look at the big guys who have 100,000, 1 million, right? And it's like they have an audience that's pretty strong, because I'd say. And so the things with my audience, the way that I've built it and stuff like that, I'm not really necessarily worried about, oh, what if someone doesn't like it, or what if it just
The
doesn't.
reason I'm saying this is because if you take the example of Hamza, right? Obviously, we all know who Hamza is. The reason he fell off that much is because he felt he didn't resonate anymore with his content and decided to change it multiple times. And obviously, the new content didn't resonate with the old subscribers, and they all left. So that's why I'm trying to make that connection. But I guess it does make sense what you're saying. You're still early, even though you're 12K, and there's still some place for some innovation.
You're right. And the thing is, I'm not going to be a slave to my audience. I'm not, like, even if, like, a certain audience is like, yo, like, go back, like I'll listen to my audience, right? But what is my audience? My audience, like, what does it look like? Who are these people? And it's all about who you're trying to help. Just because you have 1 million subs of a certain group of people doesn't mean that you have to, at least for me, like what Hamza did, it's like, I don't care if he starts making business content, but it's just like, when he has a bunch of just little like young men watching his videos, it's like, bro's just trying to give value. It's like, if you can't see that, then if you can't watch a video without dopamine edits and being all colorful and stuff like that, it's like, come on. And I feel like I said, it's still so early to build my audience, and there's a lot of room for innovation, so I'm not necessarily worried about changing up my content now. My content, like, I'm so confident in the fact that if I make something and I like it and I enjoy it and, like, I feel confident about it, it will do good. Even if it's from a place of, dude, my best video, that did good because I was
100K views.
500K views.
500? Oh yeah, 500,000, yeah.
500,000 views. And I watched the video back, and bro, all I did that day when I made that was document what I was doing the past week about habit trackers. That's it. And I was being open and honest. I'd be like, guys, I've been slacking the past couple of days, but I did good on these days. Why? And I was walking these guys through the journey, documenting. And I realized that when I listen to other people, and I watch people on the internet, the best people always come from a place of showing the journey, being authentic, showing their losses, showing their wins, losses, whatever, and just being open and honest. Like, dude, I don't mind saying to my audience, hey guys, I don't have it all figured out. And to be honest, I might change my content because I feel like it will resonate with you guys way more and be more valuable. Right? I'm not going to be like, because, dude, like, I was all of a sudden just not wanting to make content anymore because I didn't want to be a slave to the audience.
Disconnected. No, I think it makes completely sense. You still gotta provide value and keep in mind what the audience wants without it destroying your mental health in any way.
The goal is to help people at the end of the day, right? The goal is to help someone, and who is that person you're trying to help? And it all comes down to, if I help at least one person with a video, I mean, that's a good thing. If 500 people don't like it and one person does, I mean, it's, at least I helped one person, right? But then you can look at, okay, why don't people like it or whatever?
Yeah. Going back to the winter arc then, could you give me just a very generic structure? Because you told us about your 75 hard, which we'll come back later because it is an extreme version of the winter arc. Could you give us just a generic winter arc routine or schedule that would work for the vast majority? What people can do, and maybe what you did, what worked for you. But for the average Joe that wants to get into it, what would you recommend doing? And I want precise when you wake up, what you're doing. Are you eating certain foods, dopamine detox, reading books, gym, etc.?
Yeah. So I mean, what I did the past week or so, a couple weeks, is I try to wake up between 6, 7, before 7, before 8. Just try to wake up early. And since starting, get like 75 hard has to do with this, God. So, and it's been helping me. Like, it's been a game changer. So I wake up, I do my morning routine. I make sure that
What time do you wake up?
I wake up at, originally it was 5:55 a.m., but I just like, it was just,
6. Okay.
it was too specific. So pretty much like 6 to 7, between there and stuff like that. It's probably the perfect time for me to wake up. And it's still dark out, bro. During that time, it's like pitch dark out at that time. And what I do is I do my morning routine. I drink my water. I take my supplements.
What are your morning routines?
So let me grab my paper.
Go ahead.
I've written down here. So the first thing I do is I drink my water, my potion,
How much?
chlorophyll, 32 ounces, down a quarter of a gallon, first thing in the morning. And I put lemon salt water right into the thing, drink it. I've been doing that for 9 months on end, drinking that potion in the morning. And then I've been doing this the past month or so, but having a login post. I have a habit tracker, and every morning I log in. Log into what? The game of life. Showing people, hey guys, I'm logged in today. I'm logging in. This is a sign of commitment, a sign of me playing the
yourself.
game. Yeah, it's for myself, and also to help. To show people that logging in, right? Show up as a commitment, right? Next thing is journaling. Things with journaling, it's like people can get kind of confused with, oh, what should I write or what should I do? But you get a lot of freedom when it comes to it. I've tried gratitude, writing down my goals, writing down actions, whatever. But I just keep it simple right now. I just write down 2 pages. I fill out 2 pages. The first page is a letter to God. I thank him. I tell him what I'm grateful for. I ask him for things sometimes. I pray to him. I write down. The first thing I do is just write a letter to God. And then the next page is just a current status of my life, like how I'm feeling, what I've been up to, what I've been thinking. First thing in the morning to gain that clarity, to understand my mission, right? Next thing is...
It's kind of funny because you said I do it simpler, and then you just say, I'll write 2 whole pages. Goddamn. Do you think it'd be interesting for people to, for example, if they don't believe in God, to write a letter to themselves for the future or to their past self?
It would be a good idea to kind of write down your current status. Okay, how'd you feel that morning? Or what is something that you've went through that's been like difficult? It's almost like you're giving yourself a status update. Mm-hmm. Your journal is your journal is journaling your journey, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it can be about.
That's what Marines did back in the day. Every day, day one, I did this. It's basically a login of what you've done of your day. That's what journaling
that's so
was.
dope, bro.
It is.
Dude,
Today we've arrived at the Caribbean. We saw fucking octopus or some shit.
Exactly, bro. I'm pretty much documenting the journey inside the game of life in my journal. Right?
What I found super interesting though is that you can actually go back and read it later on, and I find it super valuable to not only know what you were doing then, but to actually have insights of how your mindset was back then, because you can't really, like, if I tell you what was your mindset when you were 10 or 12 or 15, 16 or 18, I'm sure you could give me an approximation. But when you got this actual login and you can actually see what you were thinking, what your beliefs, what you did that day, I think it's very powerful to see how far you come and to have the contrast of where you are now and where you were before.
Exactly. You can like kind of dig into your old self's mindset and see the growth mentally. And no one else will see the growth other than you. Like, no one else can like read the journal and like kind of decipher who you were, what you were feeling in that moment, because you lived it. So, next thing I get into is I write down the goals, the next current things I'm chasing after, and the tasks for the day. So I always want to get clear on what I'm chasing after, and also, and then the like 4 to 5 tasks that will move me forward towards those goals.
List, basically.
To-do list, yeah. Simple to-do list. And
those. What do you think is a good amount of to-dos on your list? Because you said 4 or 5. Because I feel like a lot of people would put 1 or 2, and a lot of people would put like 25. What do you think is a good? I know it varies, but what do you think would be
good for someone? Probably 2 or 3.
Okay.
2 or 3.
High priority to-dos.
Yeah, and these move you forward towards the goals that you written down. So really look at the goals and be like, okay, if my goal is to get a good physique, make sure I go to the gym today. Boom, that's a non-negotiable. And you make sure you do that. Because why? Because that will move you forward towards the goal. So imagine every single day you took 5 actions every single day towards your goals, right? You might not get there in a month, maybe not in 3 months, maybe not in 6 months, maybe a year or 2, right? If you just stay consistent. That's the whole idea about 0.1% every day or 1% every day, whatever. And then once I do that, I go right into meditation. Honestly, like my morning routine's like it's almost like when you think about self-improvement, it's like, oh, he does all these things in the morning, like he does, but I don't really care, right? I don't really care what people think. Like I do these things with a purpose and intention behind it. Some people will set morning routines and just do it just to do it, because they just want to fill up their time with stuff, right?
Which isn't inherently bad.
It's not,
But you
but
do have more value from actually doing it because you feel like you need to and you extract value from it.
exactly. And the next thing I get into is just meditation, 5 to 10 minutes. Depends on how I feel. I open up my windows. Not necessarily breath work, just like deep breaths and just making sure that, yeah, I'm focusing on awareness and attention. Because for me, I'm not going to self-diagnose myself, but my mind is just like, sometimes I can be like in a scramble, like very like autistically OCD about things. Like just my mind is just so focused. Like I can delete stuff out of my mind, but then also be just so hyper focused on things. And so my meditation allows me to kind of choose my attention, choose where my energy goes, because where attention goes, energy flows. So if I can control where my time and energy goes, imagine the things I can put that into, right? And develop. So that's the whole idea. And then that really ends the morning routine. And what I've been doing lately is...
How long does that take globally? How long do you think that all takes?
30 minutes.
Tops? Okay.
Yeah, like sometimes I take my time. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm tired, so I just take things really slow. Maybe 40 minutes, but dude, I used to have like an hour to 2 hour morning routine. Like, what are we doing here, bro?
You do want to make it short, but you don't want to rush it either, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been experimenting with morning routines for the past, year or so. I've been actually really consistent with it. I mean, should I do it on this camera? Yeah, I'll do it on this camera. You can see it. Over here are my habit trackers that you can see. And I have morning routine on there, and I would barely miss a day on there, so you couldn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yes, don't worry about it. Well, the listeners won't be able to see it either, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
so what comes after that, Michael?
Okay, so what I've been doing lately is another sign of commitment with my audience and myself is I do pull-ups in the morning, do something till failure.
What does that represent? Because I know you said it's more than just an exercise.
Yeah, it's not for hypertrophy, it's not for muscle growth, it's not for powerlifting, but it's just a sign of just commitment. If I say I'm going to do pull-ups every single day for the next couple months, right? I'm going to show up to do it. Whether I wake up late, whether I wake up early, whether I'm tired, whether I'm not, I'm just going to do it, right? And once I say, I do. Most people lie to themselves and they say they don't do, right? I used to do this a lot. And sometimes I still do this with certain things. So if I say I'm going to do pull-ups every single morning for the next couple of months, and I do it, that just gains more confidence in myself. That just means that I have an unbreakable word. I'm trying to build an unbreakable character. So if I say, I do. So it's a sign of commitment. It's a credo with myself. You know what I mean?
Do you adjust your back workouts in function of that, knowing that you did those pull-ups in the morning?
No, because it's one set. It's one set till failure of pull-ups, so it's just not like it doesn't really affect anything.
How's your back at the moment? Because you've been doing that for what, 8 days straight now? Are you alright?
I'd say like I was doing it a little bit before too, but my back, I don't really feel a difference really. It's not like it's growing.
It makes me think of those, it's very popular, I think 2 years ago was the push-ups every day. You see loads of YouTubers doing push-ups for 7 days straight, 31 days straight, 60 days straight. It reminds me of that.
Exactly, and it's just a way for me to just show up as a commitment to myself, not cheating myself, right? If you want to grow your relationship with your woman, you'd want to show up, for her, give your time and attention to her. You want to be like, hey, let's go on a date once a week, and you do it. Or if you don't do it, that's just like, it's almost like you're cheating yourself, you're cheating her. So it's the same mindset. It's like, don't cheat yourself out of things. And a lot of people cheat themselves more than they cheat out other people.
Do you have any other examples for that little challenge, like for push-ups or for pull-ups for other people? Do you have any other ideas for that or not? It's
also to get movement in too. Like, if you're going to wake up in the morning, do some air squats, do some push-ups, maybe 50, like crank it out till failure, because it feels good. Like, it might burn like a little bit just because it's like...
Maybe even like a quick jog, a quick run.
Yeah, or a walk. And I'm about to get into the next thing, which is like I've been going for walks in the morning. Even before 75 hard, I've been going for just a walk out in the morning.
How long?
Sometimes, like, in the beginning it was like 10, 15, but now it's like 30 to 45 minutes. And bro, the amount of clarity, the amount of just insights I gained during that walk. Sometimes I listen to an audiobook. Sometimes I listen to nothing.
Or my podcast.
The Dennis podcast straight into my ear. Listen to this. Exactly. But it's either that or I listen to like some type of instrumental in my ear. And dude, the whole time I'm doing that walk, I'm just trying to meditate while walking. What that means is that I'm just being aware that I'm walking. That's really it. And this whole idea is for me to be getting flow. Dude, sometimes I'm walking, I'm not even moving my body, bro, and it's moving. I'm just being aware that I'm moving.
Yeah.
It's
I think we talked about that even last time because my best friend actually does this, and I never really understood it until probably a couple months after the pod we had. He always told me his form of meditation was walking, and now I completely get it.
It's a practice that you can kind of look into, but it's just
you gotta cultivate it. It takes time.
Yeah,
really
no, 100%.
Especially for people that don't appreciate walking. I've always sort of appreciated walking, but that's just a level above it.
Exactly, and I time it on my watch, and sometimes, bro, like I'm in such a flow state when walking that I look at the watch and it's 20 minutes past. I've already been walking for 20 minutes. I'm like, wow, that felt like nothing, right? And so in the morning, dude, I really do need in the morning, I need clarity, bro. I need to just be clear before I get into any nonsense, before I go into creating, and I let the internet into my mind or any sort of outside forces into my mind.
By the way, just to clarify, you still haven't opened your phone, right? Of the whole morning, or have you still peeked at it?
No, I have to post, obviously, on Instagram. Okay. I did that, but it's not like I'm sitting there scrolling.
Obviously, for the average guy that's not doing content creation, you shouldn't open his phone at all.
No, dude, honestly, if I wasn't doing content creation, I would say delete all social media. I swear, delete it all. And that sounds like I'm like mean to social media, but
no, I completely agree. And has that become a vice at some point? Because obviously you're creating contents. Have you ever caught yourself obviously slacking and you went up to post your story and then you just realized after 5 minutes that you've been scrolling?
Yeah, 100%. And that's the reason why in the morning, like I need things to do and I need clarity. Like my morning routine, and it ends with the walk. Once I get home from the walk, that's when the morning routine pretty much ends. And doing this morning routine and using my phone intentionally with turning on certain music, audiobook, posting, it actually allows me to take those and use my phone intentionally throughout the day. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I've been really good with the phone the past couple of days. But when I first started it, like I was kind of just like in the morning, I would post on my login for my habit tracker, but I'd just find myself just like checking messages or just like opening apps for no reason. But what you need is self-awareness. Okay, why am I doing this? What am I looking for?
You've done it so many times, it just becomes an automation. And you just catch yourself after 2 minutes. You're like, I've just done it on autopilot. Like, what's
exactly,
going on? It's crazy. And it's a shame that a lot of people, overhype the winter arc the same way that they overhyped morning routines back like during COVID. It was all over YouTube again, like the whole CEO morning routine. And it's a shame because honestly, I think the morning routine might be one of the, if not the most important parts of your day. Because, and we talked about this last episode, is that if you got a good morning, you got a good day. If you got a good day, good week, good month, good year. So It just starts in the morning, because if you just wake up groggy after, sleeping in and you did whatever the day before, and then you just eat shit food, or you don't even eat yet, you just scroll straight away when waking up, and then you just don't do anything of your day. But then, like for example, my morning routine recently was just waking up, walking to the bus station, going to the gym, which is on my campus, doing my gym session, doing my sauna and cold shower there, and then going straight to the library and just working. And when I get out of that sports center, I just feel so light and just so ready to attack the day. I'm like, I've started the day on a good foot. And sure, the day could still go to disaster for some reason, whatever. But at least you've put the odds on your side to have the best odds of actually having the most productive day you could have.
Yeah, dude, it feels so good to just win first thing in the morning. Like you get a lot of the habits out of the way.
Exactly, and then they compound.
Exactly, and I feel like with people, how I used to, my old morning routine when I went to high school was wake up, rush out of bed, put on my clothes. I'm already late for school. I have to pick up my friend. We actually, since we're late already, we hit Wawa. I grab 2 bacon, egg, and cheeses. I grab a coffee. I'm literally eating food and driving and talking to my friend and listening to music while driving to school. I'm already stimulated. And I'm like in a frantic first thing in the morning. And guess what? That trickles all over into the day.
Well, I just thought, and I realized a while ago, is that when I was in high school, at some point when I started getting into self-improvement, I tried to not create morning routines, but wake up earlier than I should. Because every time, I used to live like literally 10 minutes away by foot from my high school. So obviously I just wake up 10 minutes before class starts. I just walk then, and I'm straight away in class, which is one, not hygienic at all. And two, basically, your brain isn't on yet. Your brain, and people are like, well, yeah, it is. No, your brain takes a while, it's like starting a car in the cold. It takes a while. So the fact that you wake up, say at least 2 hours before you go to class, your brain has the time not only to wake up, but to digest that, okay, the day's going to start, realizing what it's going to do. I just feel like a lot of people just, go over this like it's just a very simple fact when it's not. And I think it's a real shame.
Mm-hmm. Like morning routines can be really powerful if you know how to use it, especially. And like find that clarity first thing in the morning, bro. It's such a game changer, especially if like you're fasted and you're clear. Like bro, after this podcast, like this could be pretty much like the end of my morning routine because like I'll this because it's
True,
what it's
because
11.
what is it, like 10 a.m. for you? Yeah.
No, it's 11:40 right now.
11:41
AM,
now. Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's 4:45 here.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you went on your walk, you came back, that closed your morning routine. What next? Let's talk about diet. What's your diet look like, or what should the diet look like for the average guy that wants to start the winter arc?
So the winter, you want to change your life. What does that mean? You change your foods too. You change things. You do things differently. And so when you look at your diet, what I would do if I were to talk to someone, if I were training someone, which I actually want to do in the future, I want to train people with fitness and health, nutrition, stuff like that. What I would do is I would first get a good idea about what their diet is currently. Because you can't just cold turkey a diet. That will make it miserable. That will make it so you don't want to do it anymore. But so what I would do is look at someone's diet. Let's just say someone's eating a lot of carbohydrates. They eat like starches. They don't really eat many whole foods. What I would start with them
UPFs.
is like, dude, the first step for anyone is to just switch to whole foods. Like organic ground beef, sweet potatoes, eggs.
Well, basically, what you find in the natural state without transforming it, basically.
Exactly. But the thing is, people, dude, it pisses me off that people are not willing to get rid of their hyperpalatable foods. They're not willing to get rid of it. And I feel like for me too, it's like I'm very like, I look at food and I don't look at it for taste. I don't look at food. I'm just like, will this make me feel good? Will this make me taste good? Well, yeah, obviously feel good, but like I don't look at it for taste. I look at it for benefit. I look at it for what's the intention behind eating this food.
What I'm saying is that the benefit from the food should be greater than the actual satisfaction of eating it.
Yeah, but like obviously, like you can eat clean and still eat good foods that taste good, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. I've found out ways to do that, and it's about understanding what food is nowadays, especially in America, bro. A lot of things are messed up. You walk into a grocery store, and 80 to 90% of it is just filled with just filler. It's filler food that is sprayed with chemicals, not taken care of correctly. It's all for just mass production. And when you're trying to scale things, the quality gets lower because you need lower quality stuff, right? Unless you're like a big company or whatever. But best thing that I did last year was switch to a whole food diet. I started eating eggs in the morning. I started eating like white rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, ground beef, more fruits. I started eating yogurt, just plain natural stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason I did it and it was easy for me to do it was because I understood the fact that I can get a big advantage, not for myself, but in other areas if I just have a clear mind. Because for me, the reason I switched my diet was because I had anxiety last year. This is last year, so it's not too long ago. I still had anxiety. I still had like a couple intrusive thoughts. My mind was like scrambling. I hated feeling like that. I hated feeling low energy. I hated trying to bulk up in the gym, especially like eating a bunch of foods and just feeling tired all day. What am I doing with myself? I'm a human being. I'm not supposed to be tired all the time.
No. Do you want to know something interesting?
Yeah.
I saw this video recently. I think it was on YouTube or Instagram. Basically, it was showing this guy that went to, I think, over 5 to 6 different health centers or psychiatrists, and he basically gave them false symptoms of saying, yeah, blah blah, intrusive thoughts, I'm depressive, etc. And they basically all said, oh yeah, well, you're depressive, you got signs of ADHD, blah blah. Take these pills. Not one of them out of the, I think there were maybe 9, not one of them asked him, what are you eating? What does your day look like? Are you working out? Are you socializing? No, just, take, and then it's like 5 pills. Oh, take this, twice a day. Oh, that's going to cost you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you are what you eat. Your brain literally feeds on what you eat. Your cells, you're literally made of what you eat. Your cells actually generate from the food you digest and the energy they pull from it. So how can you expect to have a clear mind and a very healthy body and a very healthy state of mind when you're just eating crap all the time?
Mm-hmm. And the thing is with science too, and that type of medicated lifestyle, it's like some medicines, okay, yeah, can be good if like something extreme happens or something like that, but
yeah, like antibiotics or like, like severe cases of if you go like
exactly. But here's the thing, right?
Shit.
When you go, what is science? Science is the study of process, the study of trying to understand what God created. It's trying to understand and make sense of it all. It's trying to understand the processes and how it works. But when you start to make things that kind of try to alter and that try to go against the natural order of how God made it, that can come at a price. So when you take medications like maybe ADHD or depressed, dude, I know people who've took antidepressants and they're more depressed. How is this? It's counterintuitive.
And then they get addicted on the antidepressants and they get even more depressed.
They're like, oh, I don't know why I'm still depressed, brother. Like, bro, your chemistry's being changed. This is not natural. Start with this first. Wake up early or go to get some sleep. Put down the phone. Eat some healthy foods.
And I'd say do all of that. Eat clean foods, exercise, socialize, sleep enough, etc. And as a last resort, God forbid, try the pills, right? But honestly, if after all this, your brain is still fucked up, then you're just fucked up. I'm sorry. And I hope the pills still work for you. But honestly, I don't think there's... I'd be ready to bet that you can fix... no, there are severe instances of PTSD and trauma and stuff. I don't know, but it's a massive step forward.
Yeah, it's just a shame that people... Because it alters your chemistry, right? It alters the chemicals in your body. And unfortunately, a lot of us are victims to our chemistry of our bodies. As we feel, we're feeling and thinking and feeling. We act in accordance to, some people are reactive, and if they feel something, they think something and they act out something. So they're reactive to the feelings they feel, but they don't realize that they have control over the feeling and the action. The thinking you have control over, right? Between stimulus and response, there's a space between my thumbs, and that's you. That's the freedom. That's your consciousness. That's self-awareness. So,
well, what people just don't realize is it's an alarm. If you're feeling all these, these negative thoughts and you're just not feeling well in your skin, it's literally your body telling you, bruv, you're doing something wrong. We're not great. Like, this is a wake-up call. It's not you to be like, oh, it's because, I gotta get more pills. Anyway, that's for another episode. It is very interesting and it has to be talked about more. But yeah, so whole foods, healthy, unprocessed.
Dude, what I would say, if you want to take it to the next level too, go keto. Literally eat high fats, high protein, lower carbohydrates. You don't even have to call it keto. You can just call it, just go a couple of weeks without carbohydrates. Lower carbohydrates.
Just a low carb diet. And then if you can bring it down low enough, then it just becomes keto.
So I've been looking into this process of metabolic flexibility, metabolic efficiency. What does that mean? Metabolism, fats and carbohydrates. Most people in the world are carb dependent. What does that mean? Their brain runs on glucose. Their body runs on glucose. It craves it. Sugar. The body loves sugar. It will take anything it can get. But for millions of years, our hunter and gatherers, right, back then, for millions of years, we've had this process of burning fat, using fat as stored energy, using fat as a way for us to get energy, store energy, and to go longer without eating, feasting and fasting cycles. So maybe they would have some carbohydrates. They'd find a couple berries or something, or some honey maybe, or milk, raw milk they would drink, right? But the farming only came around a couple thousand years ago. The farming generation, I think a couple thousand years ago. Someone would have to correct me on that.
It might be way more, I think. But yeah, clearly.
But once agriculture and farming came into the picture, that's when we had an abundance of carbohydrates. And carbs are not the problem. But what happens is, when a baby is born, right, and you give it candy, you give it sweets, you give the baby sweets. Now the baby has no idea how to use the metabolic function of burning fat. And all of a sudden, that baby's 10 years old and fat.
From a very young age, is conditioned unconsciously of only processing sugars and not fat.
Exactly. And carbohydrates are not a problem, but our body's way of using it can be a problem. That's why it's like two levers, right? I heard this analogy. It was so great, right? Let's say you're a train, your metabolic function's a train, and there's two ways to go. One way is down the fat, using fat as fuel and using carbohydrates as fuel, sugar, glucose, whatever. If you just constantly go down one road, one rail, boom, 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 guess what? The rust to switch the lever, the lever is going to be hard to switch to the other side. It's going to be harder to switch to being fat adapted. So, people are born and they forget that there's this whole other side to their body using fat as fuel. And so, it takes longer. It's a harder time, a harder process to take that rusty lever and switch it to being fat adapted. And so if someone just teaches their body how to burn fat, game changer, bro. Complete game changer.
I completely agree. So what comes after diet then, Michael?
It just comes down to lifestyle. I mean, dude, diet, exercise, waking up.
Exercise is a very important component of the winter arc.
Yes, bro. Walking. Dude, if someone who's never worked out in their life, just go for a walk. That's it. Go and walk. You don't have to get in the gym necessarily, but just go do something easy. Go and walk. You don't have to go and run a marathon. Just go and walk for 10, 15 minutes. Exactly. And the older you are and the more that you don't work out, the harder it is to get into it. Unfortunately. Like if I tell a 20-year-old he's sedentary, he lives a lifestyle of just being on his phone, sitting down all day, I'll tell him, yo, you can go to the gym and actually start not lifting heavy, but just start moving some weights around. Light weights, just get your muscles moving, get your muscles activated, right? But versus like a 40-year-old, right, who hasn't really worked out for years, sedentary, is kind of like a little bit chubby, I'll tell them, just go walk. Go walk for 30 minutes. Right? And just, that's it, right? Do that. And then you can once you get used to walking, you move, you're not sedentary, then you can get to the next step, which is maybe the weight room, maybe whatever type of, or jogging, or just some type of other exercise, biking, sports, I don't know, something like stretching, right? Stretching your body. So, the next step after diet, exercise, having a morning routine.
Dopamine detox?
Dopamine detox.
Can you just explain what dopamine detox is for us, in case people don't know?
So, the whole purpose...
I feel like a lot of people would know what it is.
Okay, so dopamine detox. You probably have heard this word around. And the whole idea, the whole intention behind the dopamine detox is to come back to what? Your baseline of dopamine. What is dopamine used for? To motivate. It's for motivation to get something. So, what is causing you dopamine in your life? What's causing your dopamine to be spiking? What causes you to be so unmotivated, to be lethargic, to feel lazy, to feel heavy in your own body? It's the phone, right? It's the phone, it's scrolling, it's having, it's social media, it's having so many lights, it's the food that you eat, it's watching porn, things that are stimulating. Like, if you, like, you'll feel stimulated. Like, like when you're
There's
stimulated
high
or not.
stimulus
Activities.
cues,
Dude, even having conversations like with people, that can be a stimulus. But dopamine detox for anyone who wants to really just change their life is to just put the phone down, put the phone in the drawer. And what I do personally is I just do nothing. I sit down and just kind of just like look at a wall and wait for inspiration, wait for a revelation.
Sorry. Yeah, that's why it just made me laugh. Just imagine you just
No, dead ass. Like, I'm literally sitting there looking at a wall.
Boredom
just,
is
like,
something that has to be trained nowadays because we've lost the sense of what boredom actually is. Like, I saw this documentary because I watched WALL-E again. Great movie, and it scared me because I haven't watched it in 12 years, and seeing it now, I just completely understood it differently, how it should be understood. And at the time, Steve Jobs was still the CEO, or still part of the company, and the team at Pixar were able to witness the iPhone before it came out, and the director of WALL-E actually realized beforehand that it's just going to be the new cigarette, which is basically time filler. The reason most people smoke, obviously, it's an addiction through nicotine, right? But it's more than that. It's like, for example, you're just waiting for the bus, quick smoke. You're just filling up the void, the space. You don't want to be bored. And the phone is exactly the same thing. The director saw that tiny little, iPhone in 2012, I guess, 11. Anyway, and you just realized, it's just going to be the new void incident, let's say. People just can't be bored anymore. You're waiting in the queue, you take out your phone. You're waiting for the bus, you take out your phone. You're walking, you take out your phone. You're putting your earbuds in. You're doing whatever. Exactly. Constantly. And people are thinking why we're so overstimulated and why our dopamine is just overflowing all over the place. Because we're constantly stimulating our brain. You gotta learn that, at some point, just let your brain process what's going on. You're waiting in a queue, just look around. Look around. If you're in your room, you don't know what to do for, you're waiting for something for 20 minutes. As Michael said, just look at the wall. Just look at the wall, and just your brain is just going to start creating these, these thoughts, and you just need to leave your brain to breathe. And that's usually when problem solving comes into play, where it's then you can actually realize, without all the stimulus and without all the cues and without all the distractions, when you take that all away, everything just becomes way more clearer. So yeah.
Exactly. You guys switch to creative mode.
Basically.
You got to be a creator instead of consumer.
Exactly.
Because everyone has creative abilities to create ideas.
Sorry, I thought you were making an allusion to Minecraft for a second. I guess
that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Oh, you're okay. Okay.
Creative mode. Switching.
just start flying all over the place. Just start flying.
Like, I'm sitting there looking at a wall, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I just switched on creative mode. I just start floating and shit.
Just fucking flying around. Michael, no.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Okay.
But dopamine detox is really good for you to find an answer too, because you can't find an answer through all the noise. You can't understand what the next step is if your brain's just messed up. And so, dude, this past week during the 75 Hard, I've realized that, okay, during these actions that I gain the clarity, I need to also just stack that with times of just doing nothing. I need to kind of not be on my phone so much and let my creative mind create inspiration, stuff like that. So it's just being in the moment, being present, engaged, not being so stimulated.
What else do you have to add to the winter arc then? Anything else? Any other habits you'd incorporate? Or is that already a good start?
Dude, no, you need a venture.
You need your mission.
You need your mission. You need something to work on, whether that be school, your work, whether that be building a business, whether that be
traveling or...
Yes, dude, especially if you're a man, bro, you need to innovate. You need to create. You need to find something you want to find problems and just start solving shit, whether that be in your own life, other people's lives, whatever it is. Just start solving stuff.
It's same because we almost didn't mention the most important components, which is what you're saying, which is just find
Purpose.
Find your purpose and do your mission, which is going to take up most of the day anyway. Brilliant. And if you had to choose just 5 habits for the winter arc, what would they be? If you just had to choose 5, and don't make them too broad, because that's just cheating.
Don't make them too broad. So what does this person do? Does he work out? What does he do?
Just take the average Joe. If you wanted to start the winter arc, he's completely in the system, and you want
5 new habits.
5 new habits that are crucial.
One of them has to be reading, bro. Just getting new information, new sets of information, new paradigms. Your mind is shifting. That's something that I'm doing during this 75-day hard, during this character arc that I'm going through, is just tapping into different sources of information that can help me develop into the person I want to become. It's choose your character, build your character. So if I want to be more disciplined, I'm going to read some books about how to be disciplined and then try to implement it. Or if I want to learn more about health and nutrition, guess what? I'm going to pick up some nutrition books or listen to some podcasts about this stuff. Just start learning. Learning's a habit. Learning, reading. That's definitely should be a habit. 100%. Everyone should be learning reading every single day.
Second.
5 habits. So I'm thinking about myself from 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 habits that he can do. The next one is to make your bed.
That important?
If it's the average Joe, yeah. And we could just call this habit keeping things tidy, keeping things clean and organized.
Yeah, just keep a clean room.
Clean room, clean mind, right? Clean car, clean mind. Same thing. Like I cleaned my room, but my car was kind of a mess. So I had
just
to clean
your
that
environment, basically. Just have a clean environment, as we said, the clutter.
Exactly. Make your bed, bro. Because I just like robotically make my bed in the morning now.
It sounds so cheesy now just to say make your bed, when it's just so important. There are just so many people pass around it. I'm sure. No, I was gonna say Alex Hormozy doesn't do his bed, but I'm sure he does. But you see what I mean? A lot of people would just focus on the work and not do any of that, and they don't think it's important. But I do think it's small little wins that compound. So reading, keeping a clean environment.
Yeah. Like some sort of exercise, right?
Any exercise. Would you say the gym or not?
Yes. If you're a man, yeah. Go in the gym. Go lift weights. Go get jacked. Go build your physique. Literally visualize how you want to look. Bro, it's okay to want to look like an anime character. It's okay to want to look like a movie star. It's okay to want to look like these things. So I would say some sort of exercise, whether that be walking, stretching, using bands, weightlifting. It could be training, like fighting, something like that. Movement, right? Different types of movements, because for me, I was rigidly just doing weight training. But today, dude, I have mobility and sauna day. So I'll be doing exercises just for mobility, just to get everything all less tight. And moving way more with walking. I just bought a jump rope. I want to do more jump rope. So different types of movements in order to change your character. Right? Get your body to adapt.
Let's restrict it to gym. So let's keep them extremely simple. So reading, making your beds, gym. What's the 4th?
I'm like looking at my board of like stuff. I would say, what did I do?
Eating clean food.
Yeah, that would be a game changer too. Clean, just do clean diet.
Just
don't call it diet. Just Whole Foods. Just say Whole Foods.
Okay.
Because that's a game changer itself. You don't necessarily have to go keto. You don't necessarily have to.
Let's keep it simple.
Go extreme.
Broad foods. Okay. And then the 5th one.
Eat whole foods, and I would say morning routine.
It's too broad though. What in the morning routine?
Build a morning routine.
Because reading could be in the morning routine, or exercise could be in the morning routine. Something from the morning routine, like journaling or even a walk. You could even differentiate walk from the gym. Let's keep it very simple. I just want it to be specific to you.
Okay. The most powerful thing for me was to-do list. Writing down the actions I need to do.
Amazing. Okay. So we've
Writing
got
down things I need to do.
Reading, doing your beds, gym, Whole Foods, to-do lists.
Yeah.
Amazing.
If you do those every
Michael
single
special.
day. Yeah. If you do those every day, you'll be chilling.
Yeah, amazing.
You can even create a habit tracker. Watch my video.
And down below. And then what 5 habits not to do then?
So what I would say is porn. Get rid of it.
Okay. And masturbation or just porn?
Both. Stop.
Just fucking stop. Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, the energy that you gain and the clarity that you get from not like spending your seed, bro, it's so much more worth
No,
it.
I want to keep this very simple. So is it porn or masturbation or nofap or both? And that takes up 2 spaces then. What do you think? Which one's more important, do you reckon? I'd say porn. Yeah, okay. I think it's a good step. You don't want to kill the guy the first week, right? You're just gonna die.
Dude, if he's working with me, bro, he's gonna change. I know damn well that he's gonna
Okay,
change.
so first habit not to do is porn.
Phone.
Second,
No phone first thing in the morning.
no phone first thing in the morning. So
Yeah, first hour.
Okay, completely. Not just social media, just no phone.
No phone.
Okay, no phone for the first hours or hour?
I'd say hour.
First hour.
First
no phone.
hour at least, right?
I like
Just do that.
I like it. Okay.
What not to do? You can do. Don't. Should I say scroll? Yeah, no scrolling.
Yeah, because then you still have the rest of the day. So no, doom scrolling. Okay.
No
So no
scrolling.
porn, no doom scrolling, no phone in the first hour. It's
I
all
would
very like technology related.
Yeah. No porn. No phone first hour of the day. No scrolling.
No alcohol. Do you want to go there? Maybe for the
Yeah,
winter
sure.
arc?
We can just call it
when it
drugs
comes
and
to
alcohol.
drugs
But
and alcohol. Like
reason
okay, let's bundle it up.
The reason I don't mention that is just because it's just like I don't
For
even
you,
think about that stuff.
I know. Yeah, for those that don't know, Michael
But
doesn't drink.
I don't drink.
Doesn't
Not
drink
yet.
for that. How
I'm just kidding.
how long has it been since you've drunk? Have you ever drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
I was a degenerate, bro.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, well, how long has it been now since you've had the last drink?
2.5 years.
Without a single drink.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Or
Respect.
weed or any type of smoke.
Yeah.
Anything. And I plan to keep up the streak. But
That's good.
21st birthday is next August.
Is it?
Yeah.
So August 2025?
Yeah. But we'll see. I don't really care to do that, but to have a celebration, we'll see what happens. But still, like, I don't really care about that shit, bro.
Okay. So no porn, no doom scrolling, no phone the fast hour, no no drugs in general. And then the 5th?
No shitty friends.
I mean, yeah.
No
Yeah.
shitty friends.
No shitty friends. What do you consider a shitty friend, Michael?
That's a little bit mean. I'd say no friends that are negative.
So
Or-
no negative friends. So
Yeah,
that
no-
put you down or pick on you or
No negative people around you.
yeah.
And yeah, shitty's kind of mean, but I'd say like just no.
It's not though
people.
because most of the time they're not necessarily in your circle, but you still they're still there.
Yeah,
but
but there's always,
if they are in your circle, you gotta get rid of them anyway. So it's not mean.
we
I
can just
think
call
it's,
this no negative people. Like doesn't have to
no
be your
negative
friends
people.
either.
No
It can just be-
negativity. No negativity.
Yeah, done. No
Sold.
negativity.
So no porn, no doom scrolling, no phone the fast hour,
No
no
negativity.
drugs, and no negativity.
Yeah,
It's still broad, but I like it. I'll allow it. So
That's good.
5 things not to do with Michael.
dude. Should I do another winter arc full guide? What do you think?
I mean,
These
it's worth
guys.
it. It's a moment to do it.
Yeah, I might do it for the one time. Make a whole movie again after I fix my camera.
And what's the one? I'm messing around with you right now, but what's the one habit then that just has to be the top priority? If you can't do the others, it's not okay. But as
For me?
long as you do that one habit, yeah.
The one habit. Well, it depends
One
what the
habit.
goal is. It just really just depends on the goal, right?
Well, for you then, tell me.
The one goal that I have to do. The one habit I have to do is, I'd say eat clean.
Just eat.
Because I could not work out. I could not have a morning routine. But if I eat clean, bro, I sleep right.
That's
I
a
can
good
probably
step.
maintain my muscle. I could probably still be clear in conversations and have the clarity. So I think diet, habit,
Brilliant, amazing.
something I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life. So
Your video on the winter arc 11 months ago, you recommended to read 5 books or choose 5 books for that period of your life. What would they be now and why? What books would you choose?
Bible,
5.
number
Bible.
one. Number
Amazing.
1, the Bible. Number 2, dude, this book that I'm reading, I haven't read the whole thing, but I'm listening to the audiobook, and
so far, it's a banger.
honestly, it's such a banger, and it's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, you're not gonna believe this. What's holding my Mac right now?
Is the book? Yeah, dude, that book is so good.
It's a banger. You know what? I never actually finished it. I read this a while ago. It was one of the first books I read in self-improvement. I think it's my dad's.
Oh my gosh, it's about.
And I've got to go back to it. I'm reading. What am I reading at the moment? I'm reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho at the moment.
It's a good story.
Which I picked back up, and it's.
That's a good one.
So, Holy Bible, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Number 3 would be The Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah,
that one's a good one. That one's a good one.
Yeah, you can't really see it on screen.
But
I was gonna say it's right there. It's like right
behind you.
There, that one.
Yeah, that's such a great book.
It's a shame because it's often very highly criticized because of the title that can be pretty controversial.
Yeah, I mean if you're soft, don't read it.
Yeah.
If you're a sore boy, don't read it. You're good. You don't need it.
You gotta read the book to actually comprehend the profoundness of the book.
Dude, I would actually do that. Let me grab this book. This book's really good.
Go ahead. Yeah.
78 Days of Transurfing Reality. Wow.
By?
Vadim Zeland.
Okay, never heard of it.
Dude. Game changer.
What's it about? If you could summarize it in a sentence.
It changes your whole paradigm and mindset about how you look at life. It's about creating your reality. If you want to transform your character, you gotta know how reality works. When I mentioned the stage, going out into the audience, looking at the stage, being aware, that's what this book talks about. As within, so without. Like what you said, like the inner world, outer world. The world's a mirror. This book talks about how the world is a mirror.
Is that the book you were putting in your story like a few weeks back or not?
Yeah, I'd put it in my story a couple times. It's really good. But definitely this book is a game changer. No, dude, stalk me, bro. I don't know.
So,
I mean, I put it out for people to see.
Bible, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Way of the Superior Man, and 78
Days of Transurfing Reality.
And the last one?
Yeah, I got one. It's an audiobook though. It's the David Goggins Can't Hurt Me audiobook. Wow. The reason you gotta listen to audiobook too is because of he has a podcast, David, with a guy who reads the audiobook, like between chapters, and they go more in depth on what happened in the story and David's mindset.
Also, it's basically an audiobook with the comments of the author and the guy.
Exactly. So, but listen to the audiobook. It's so much. Have you read it or heard it?
I haven't. I've obviously heard of it. I see it everywhere I go. I mean, when I go to the business or self-improvement section of the library. But I've got to read it. It's not in my list yet, but I'm gonna have to read it.
If you just focus on those 5 books for the next couple months, bro, oh my gosh, like Bible once a day and then read 1 book at a time, dude, you'll be good. Just.
I was actually thinking of my own list. I didn't even know what I'd do. I think I'd just do The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco.
Is that good?
That's the book that started it all.
Yeah.
The book. Honestly. It was complete game changer. It's just incredible. You gotta read it. And I think it's still with a friend. Which I lent it to him like a year and a half ago. still don't have it. I'll get it at some point. The Way of the Superior Man has to be there. 3. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's a solid 5.
That's good. These are the book stacks. You got plenty to choose from. Whoever's
exactly,
watching.
guys. You got no excuse now. You got no excuse. How did the winter arc how has the winter arc impacted your relationships? Because a lot of people see the winter arc as a moment to isolate yourself and focus on your work. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have said that it has had some kind of negative impact on their close ones. When I say negative impact, I'm not saying that they're not talking to each other anymore, but obviously you just don't socialize as much.
I would say it's a lack of communication, because if I tell my father, "Hey, Dad, I'm building this right now. I'm trying to change this. I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z," to have a conversation with him about, it's like, okay, I might be in like a period of just like being really focused on this. If you're open with your family, even some of your friends too, dude, and if they're good people, if they're healthy, if they understand you and you're open with them, they'll understand. No family member is going to be like, wait, you're waking up early, you're going to the gym, you're eating clean, you're reading books, stop, you must be insane, go get a job or something.
Well, I'm sure there's some maybe toxic people out there.
Nah, 100%.
But
And
yeah, no.
when it comes to the winter arc, it's like, you gotta understand, it's like with relationships, like I can't escape I see my friends once a week, I live with my family, I go to work, I work in an environment where I'm around people.
Well, what do you work in now?
Right now I'm a server part-time, but I'm planning on moving up to like fine dining. Being in an environment of just like a bunch of money, rich people. I really want to serve people as well. I actually like serving. I like talking to people, serving them food, especially good foods, especially if the food's good for them. Steak.
You can see, like the eyes light up, the faces light up when you feed
my
the
eyes
dish,
my eyes light up more than theirs. I'm changing my jobs to a fine dining area where fine dining environment, like a very rich, like the bills run up to like a couple $1,000s, right? Putting myself in a position where I can just be around good, better people, high frequency people versus a diner that is very cheap and people are cheap. Like, choose your environment, position yourself in a place to win, position your life to win. So,
I completely agree. Why do you think people are so drawn to the idea of the winter arc?
Because it's like a way out. It's like a get rich quick scheme, bro. When I used to see those affiliate marketing, make $500 a day by just doing XYZ, it's like, whoa, I can actually just change my life by just doing this. It looks so easy. And then you try it, and you realize I'm addicted to my phone. Then you realize, wow, I can't even wake up early. Then you realize, wow, I need to do work. So the winter arc looks like, they're like, oh my gosh, they start visualizing, okay, if I just lock in for a couple months, like imagine my life, how it will look, right? And they get like mentally masturbate over the fact that, oh my God, I can be totally different, I can change, whatever. But you can think and hope and dream and wish all you want, but it actually takes effort, right? It takes sacrifice. And when I first started my self-improvement, I had to realize that real quick, that this shit's not easy. This shit is not a 60-second reel. Like, this shit is hours. This shit takes time. And people can be like, oh no, like whatever, like, but it takes time. And people are drawn to it because it just looks so easy, looks so cool on social media, right? But then you're alone, no one's watching you. You can easily cheat yourself. No one's gonna care, right? But then you find out that...
You think people are in it for the wrong reasons?
Yeah. Now it's mainstream, bro. People are just in it to prove something to themselves or get back at someone or get revenge or
just to be part of the trend. Be like, oh yes, I'm on it.
Yeah, it's just a
Which
trend,
isn't
bro.
necessarily that bad as long
That's
as
why they don't last.
But yeah.
That's why they don't last, bro. The people who've been in the game already with this type of stuff, like me and you, right? Like, we don't really need a winter arc necessarily. We just need to just find different ways to transform.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
I think the winter arc is a good. Yeah, I think the winter arc is a good door to self-improvement and how I could be. But then I basically work on seasons now. Like basically like monk mode. Same monk mode has become also very generic and very hyped. But yeah, I just work through seasons where some moments I just work a lot, some I don't. But I think it's better just to stay on the I think it's just better to stay on the constant wave of just work and self-improvement than just oh yes, I'm doing it, then I'm not doing it. Like as I said, for the past 3 months of holidays I haven't done much. I haven't been to the gym because I don't have a membership back in Belgium. I was back in my environment where all my bad habits were, so just nibbling on oh, there's like a Nutella stick, ooh,
yeah.
Nutella stick,
bro. If you want, I'll give you a workout plan, bro. I'll give you a diet. I'll give you plans, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
To get you back into it.
I'm slowly going back into it, but I'm open. You can give me your secrets.
Yeah, we'll get you aesthetic, bro. We'll get you that MC aesthetic.
What do you think are the biggest misconceptions of the winter arc?
It's easy. No, it's number one. It's easy. It's like this. It's dude. Oh my gosh. It's like it's a trend, and it's everyone's excited. Everyone has these thoughts, and like all this energy is being floated around about this idea, and then just once the trend fades away, now you're left. Once the crowd moves, and you're left. Yeah, I'm gonna do the winter arc. You realize, oh my gosh, like everyone's like, everyone bailed. They're all going to the election trend. They're all going to what's happening the next thing. You realize, like I kind of feel lonely here. Like I kind of like actually have to work hard, right? It seems easy when everyone's jumping up and down, winter arc, oh my gosh, right? It feels easy when everyone's there and the energy flowing. But when the people who don't really give a damn, they're just there for the trends, they're just there for validation, they're just there to fill another void, they leave, you're stuck there now. And it's like, you can either go and conform. Oh, I thought you said you were going to improve, right? I thought you said you were going to change your life, but you didn't. And dude, my biggest thing, like I've been trying to figure this out too. It's why don't people want anything? Why don't people want to change? Why don't people want to do anything with themselves? And I used to look back at my own life, and it's just that you don't really, I didn't want to change because there was a lot of noise. It was easy. It was comfortable for me to just drink with my boys on the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of people just even they don't realize it.
Yeah, bro. And when I said to you that once I've seen, I cannot unsee. Once you realize, wow, there's actually a life that I want to live outside of this, and I see it, I visualize it, I'm getting called to it. Dude, it's gonna eat away at you, bro. The vision, the lifestyle that's been thrown in your face. It's like, wow, I want to live like that. I want to live a better life. Like I want to become a better person. And now you start to be ashamed. Now there's two sides of you. I'll put this glove down because I keep playing with it. But there's two sides of you now who it's like, oh, I want to improve. I want to go towards that lifestyle. And the other side's like, no, be comfortable, sleep in, go drink again, go smoke again. That is two sides of you fighting. And dude, I had these two devils. I had the devil and the angel on both sides of me from like May. It was May 2022 all the way to September 2022. May, June, July, August, September. It's like 5 to 6 months of just these two parts of myself fighting. Yeah, we want it. We want to change. No. Next distraction, next drink, next weekend, next this, next. And it's like these two forces fighting against each other in my own mind. I'm just like, I'm split. My personality's split. I'm fragmented. I'm fragile. The foundation's not set. And so what I had to do was make a decision and completely just commit to myself and be like, I felt the devil. You have to be in the arms of the devil to kind of like run towards the light, to realize I don't want to be here.
You need the contrast.
I heard this analogy too from someone. I'm not going to take credit for it. I think it was this guy who's a Christian. He really put it really nice, put it really good. It's like, okay, let's say there's a fence, and on one side is the devil, and the other side is God, right? You can be on the fence like half foot in, half foot out. Like I'm on God's side, then you go and drink. Now you're on the devil's side. Oh yeah, I love you, God, but you're having sex with other women, right? So it's like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And guess what? You're going to sit on that fence for the rest of your life and be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And guess what? The devil owns the fence. The devil owns the fence, right?
So you don't think there's room for balance?
Brother. No. Balance. What do you mean?
There's a bit of both.
You're either pursuing purpose or you're pursuing hedonism, right? And this doesn't mean that every single drink that you drink is bad, or every single time that, because for example, right? Like I could drink, me and you, right? Could have a drink together right now. But guess what? We're not going to talk about drama. We're not going to talk about some dumb shit. We're not going to gossip about people. We're going to have a good conversation, right? Whether that be with a drink or not. What does a drink do? It's not a bad thing, but people overdrink, right? It's the only way for them to have fun. Me and you don't need to...
they use it as a catalysis.
Drinking is not a bad thing, right? But most of the time, it is a bad thing because people overindulge. They like for me, yeah, I overindulged. I would do to a point where I'd be lagging real time, but it wasn't a purpose behind it. It was just to fill the void. But bro, drinking is not bad, right? I don't think it's a bad thing. It can be. It's a double-edged sword. It depends how you use it, right? Like I said, if me and you were to have a drink, right? We're sitting there catching up, where like it was our first time meeting each other. We're like, it's just me and you. We're having a conversation about business, about how life's been. We're talking about our dreams, our passions, our ambitions. I'm telling you, bro. I mean, that drink is like, it's not a bad thing. It's not hedonism, right? Versus if me and you were talking about drama, the bitches, the video games, and like the empty lifestyle. So it's like, I don't
Just
think
empty
there's
words. Just nothing.
exactly. Like, do you get where I'm getting at here?
Mm-hmm.
Like to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like when you're on God's side, you no longer like crave these things. You no longer want to be on the fence. Not only is it scary, but it's just like, the path to righteousness and the path to purpose. It sucks, and there's hills and valleys, there's peaks and there's holes, and it kind of sucks sometimes, but it's also really fulfilling. It really it nourishes the soul. Like it just feels, like I'm trying to think of an analogy to describe it. It's almost like it's empty pleasure, or it's either empty pleasure, like you just get it instantly, or it's pleasure from putting your time and energy into it. Let's think about this, right? We live in an instant world. We live in a world where you can have things instantly. You can watch porn. You can go and drink whenever. You can eat an abundance of sweets and goodies, and you can do these things, right, instantly. But versus giving your time and attention to things, that makes it valuable. Giving your time and attention to your physique, you can't cheat a physique. And that's why a physique is valuable. When someone's jacked, you could tell that person had to work hard to get it, regardless, right? Versus going on their phone, scrolling, watching, versus just the instant lifestyle.
It's the reason that not everybody can do it that makes it valuable.
Exactly, and it's empty because you gave no time and attention to it. You didn't do shit for it. So that's why it's like, it might feel good, you got it, but then it's like you feel down after.
People complain about that too, which is my dad. I think the quote that stuck the most with me about my dad is every time I complain about doing something else hard, like the gym or a project or the podcast or whatever, he would always just look at me in the eyes and be like, if it was hard, everybody would do it. So shut up.
If it was easy, everyone would do it.
If it was, I fucked it up.
No, I got you, bro. You cooked.
If it was easy, everybody would. Oh, god damn it!
It's alright, bro.
You see where I go with that.
Yeah, but dude, like
it's not everybody would do.
Embracing the difficult is just fun. It's fun. I find it so fun and
you
enjoyable.
find fulfillment in it. When there's an end goal to it. I don't think pain is pleasurable when there's no end goal to it. You gotta have a mission and end goal in mind, a purpose, and then give a man a purpose, he'll walk over broken glass with a smile on his face.
Exactly. I want to hear your opinion too, because why don't you think people want it?
Want what?
They don't want to change.
I think that one of the biggest things is that they don't even realize that they should change, or there's room for change. We're being so distracted by all the social media and led to believe that you're just fine, you're normal, and everybody's doing it. So you're normal, chill. You're unhealthy like everybody, but that's normal. And they're led to believe it's healthy. They eat these full of sugar protein bars. They said, there's protein or protein blah blah blah. Or they eat all these UPFs, and they're like, it's everybody's doing it, right? So I think that's one of the biggest components of it. And then, I think it's just the main component, honestly.
On one of our recent podcasts, we talked about, like, half of my buddies, we talked about two things, right? The fear of missing out, or the fear of missing your potential. You get to choose. At the end of the day, it's either
FOMO or FUMP.
Yeah, FUMP.
I saw that. Sorry, I was like, at first I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Then I had to wait until you actually mentioned it. I was like, what's FUMP?
What's FUMP?
Fear of missing out of your potential.
You either want to conform, follow the crowd, the next trend. Nah, screw the winter arc. I don't want to miss out on what everyone's raving about, right? Because it's the only thing that can fill the void. Or you fear, because fear, no one would want to being afraid is like a low vibration, right? But would you rather be afraid of missing out on conforming, missing out on the trends, missing out on the drama, missing out on the noise? Or would you rather be afraid of missing out on what you are capable of doing, the things you could do in the world, impact, legacy? And the only reason that I chase these things now is because I was able to dopamine detox, have isolation, be able to do the inner work and find out what I wanted, who I am. So it takes a minute to kind of tap into the potential, tap into who you want to be. And yeah, fear of missing out, or FOMP, fear of missing your potential.
So you're currently on day 8 of 75 hard, right? Can you share what motivated you to doing this more intense version of the winter arc, and what actually it is, and what you hope to achieve through it in very
Do you think it's intense?
I think it's more intense than the average winter arc. But I don't think it's that intense either. There's another one, isn't it? Like 100. I feel like there's a more intense version of it too. I can't remember what it's called though.
Don't get me excited now. better go do that one.
I think it's like a 100-day one. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway,
but
I'll go through it later.
So the whole idea about why I started 75 Hard, why I want to do all these challenges, I understand that. Okay, I don't have what I want right now, right? I want financial freedom. I want freedom. I want to help other people. I want to start a business. I want to make more content. I want to develop myself more, right? I want these things. And so I realized I don't have them now. Why? Because I'm missing paradigms. I'm missing more growth. I'm missing more challenges. I'm missing more growth in my life. And so during the time of me being lost, asking God for revelations, for signs of what I should do next, I realized that, dude, the guild too, like my community. I took a step back away from that. I was doing calls every week for them all summer. We were all really close, but I had to take a step back from it actually to really come back to it stronger. And so the reason I did 75 Hard is because it's a challenge. Not only that, but it's to really test myself. How can I become a person who is unbreakable? How can I become a person who's disciplined? How can I just test myself out and see my weaknesses and see where I can grow and become better, right? But then I don't really want to sound I don't want to sound cocky or anything, like just in case like I fail or something. But when I first started 75 Hard this past week, it's like it hasn't really been that hard. Like I don't really, just because that's why I've been adding.
Didn't you wake up later than expected?
Yeah, but 75 Hard has nothing to do with the waking up. There's nothing to do with waking up. Like there's only 5 rules. There's only 5 or 6 rules. But I set a standard for myself to wake up at a certain time or whatever. But
isn't waking up at a certain time one of the rules?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So it has nothing to really do with that. But the rules are, let me tell you the rules.
What are the 5 rules? Yeah, please.
First rule is 2 45-minute workouts, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor.
Okay.
Follow a diet.
Did you consider walking then one of your exercises?
Yes, yeah, 100%. Okay. Walking, it could, because they even say it can be any sort of movement. You can do yoga outside. You can do stretching. Mm-hmm. Sure. Next rule is follow a diet. What I set for myself is whole foods, clean, no cheat meals. One of the rules is no cheat meals, right? Okay. I followed a diet. Next thing is a gallon of water a day.
Which is, over 3 liters of water?
32 ounces.
The gallons are... American gallons
128 ounces.
What's that in liters, do you know, or not at all?
Nah.
I'll do the conversion. Don't worry.
And then the next thing is read 10 pages a day. And then the last thing is progress pick. Those are the rules. That's it.
Okay, I thought it was harder than that.
Yeah, right. For the average Joe, it'd probably be harder.
Yeah, but I thought it was like super intense. But there must be one I've got in my mind that's just bloody brutal. I think it's 100-day. Continue talking about that. I'm quickly gonna check what it is.
So these are the rules, and I already do some of these. Right, I already follow a diet. I already work out at the gym. I don't really cheat myself either, and I read. I do all these things. So it's just like it's adding a few extra things in my life. And what I've noticed is that, it's different. Like my lifestyle is kind of different now. Like walking, okay, I'm making sure to read. But now, like, I can't cheat myself. I'm showing people, I'm literally documenting my journey. And it's like, if I miss a day, I have to restart the whole entire challenge. And those who probably will have to restart want to quit. And so that's the only pressure that I feel, is that if I miss one thing, if I only read 9 pages versus 10, I have to restart the whole challenge. And guess what? This takes 75 days to complete. So it is kind of hard in that aspect. You have to be super consistent. You can't skip a day at all when it comes to this. But yeah, those are the rules. And the reason I wanted to do this is to really test out my character and change, because right now I have a doc that has a Google Doc that has like visualizations and goals I want to achieve in the next 75 days during this character arc. The 75-day hard or 75 hard challenge was a way for me to go through another character arc, a hero's journey, and to document it and just show people like, hey, listen, like, I want to see my potential. I want to show you guys that you can do it as well. You can do so much more than you think you can. And just document that journey and show people the struggles I go through, the wins, the losses. How can they get better? What I'm doing, my strategies, etc. So, what do you think?
So is 75 hard exclusively in winter then, or during this period?
No,
it's
like not. It's whenever.
Any day, because I feel like a lot of creators, I follow a few creators, I feel like most of them are doing it now. And by the way, the 101 is basically just a 100-day version of it. It's just the same, but 100 days.
25 days extra.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone somewhere did the 365.
Dude, and the thing is, I've realized that the pain is not in the task itself, but in the consistency of showing up and doing these every single day. Straight, bro. On Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on these holidays, I have to do it. And I feel like it's a good way for me to change, to see how disciplined I really can be. So that's why I started it, to really change my character, test myself, because yeah, I could pull out the habit tracker and set tasks for myself, right? To make sure I hit them. But if I accept a challenge that I don't set for myself, that there's rules already, it's like, it's no longer about me setting tasks for myself, but to accepting a challenge outside of myself. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's harder for me to accept the challenge outside of myself than to make a habit tracker and do my own habits, right? Because for the habit trackers, bro, I have 13 of them, 13 months. I need more. I need to go outside of my habit trackers and do different things. I'll show you my progress now. This is it. Past couple of days. And
so good.
Exactly, I track my calories, my weight, log in every single morning.
Well, what's your calorie intake at the moment?
At least 3,000, but I could, like, some days I do 3,600. Some days it just fluctuates.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
How heavy are you at the moment?
This morning I was 172, which is low, but I fluctuate between 170 and 180. I was on a good streak for a couple of weeks of 180, but that's when I was like kind of like carb cycling, I guess, like putting more carbohydrates in. But now it's like my composition is going to change because I switched my macronutrient ratios and stuff like that. So,
okay, what's the hardest part of the challenge for you?
Consistency. That's it. Time and consistency. That's like, it's not the task itself, bro. It's literally just doing these things over and over. Honestly, bro, I love it. Like, I'm actually like, I think about the challenge. I think about the journey. And I just feel excited. I feel grateful. I feel love. I feel like I'm leveling up, and I don't want to sound like a dick or like a douche, but I feel like I'm changing, and that's a good thing. I feel like I'm
really.
leveling
Don't
up.
be ashamed of saying that.
Exactly, and I want to level up, bro. I'm not gonna stoop down to being myself all the time.
What is the biggest lesson you take from the winter arc and the 75 hard, which is basically the same thing?
Change your character, change your life. We don't necessarily achieve goals. We become a character who can achieve the goal. So look at your character and then start building it, just like you would in any video game, bro. Look at your character. Look at your weaknesses. Look at your skill set. What do you want to learn? Look at the things that you want to do, and then figure out, okay, how can I just build an unbreakable character? How can I be obsessed? How can I just like the person that I'm playing as?
It's funny because I mentioned the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. One of his answers to establishing habits is to actually incorporate the identity of actually doing the
Become
habits.
he who can.
Exactly. So instead of trying to quit the smoke, you become the non-smoker.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
And like I said, bro, I realized that I'm still not the level that I want to be. And so it's like I need to change things. I need to change my mindset. I need to change who I think I am. I need to change my discipline. I need to add an extra workout in my day, right? I need to be consistent. And so that's what it's about. Change your character, change your life. That's the one takeaway I'm going to do during this character arc, winter arc.
What do you envision the future of the winter arc being in the next few years?
Well, people are probably afraid to say that they're on winter arc, but they're probably just still developing and stuff like that. It's going to get, you know what? I'll change the name of it. I'll say instead of going on a winter arc, go on your hero's journey. Go on your character arc, your transformation.
Your personal quest.
Yeah, your personal. I'll just change the name. It doesn't have to be called winter arc. It can be called different things. And the thing is, people should stop waiting till winter. Bro, come on. Do it now, right? Don't wait till January 1st. Don't wait till next Monday. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it now. Right? It's hard though, right? It's hard to build momentum, dude. Listen, I get it. It's so hard to be on the right track and build these things, bro, but that's life, right? You don't get things easily. I would rather work hard for the things in my life than just get handed to them. Because I don't deserve it. You know what we can talk about right now? The fact that I've realized that I go to the gym. Why? Because I recognize I'm weak. I read. Why? Because I understand I do not know.
It's about recognizing your vulnerabilities.
It's about being humble, right? Self-improvement is not an egotistical thing. It's a humbling experience. Why? Because you do these things. Why? Because you recognize your insecurity. You recognize you're weak. You recognize that you need to do something different. You need to do something more. But guess what? For people who live a hedonistic lifestyle, they're entitled. They're egotistical. Why? Because they think they deserve it. They think, they think they can get things instantly and keep getting away with it, but everything has a price to pay. Because you didn't do anything for it, but you'll pay the price later in life. After feeling entitled, being egotistical, being like, I'm gonna watch porn now. I'm gonna eat like shit. I'm gonna go and drink and party and enjoy my youth. Good. Go ahead and do that, right? But regardless, everyone has to pay a price, whether that be now, later, whatever it is. I'm willing to pay the price now. So that's humble, bro. It's realizing that I don't deserve a good physique right now. Why? Because I haven't worked for it. So I have to humble myself and be like, how can I do better?
What's the last thing you'd like to say to the world, Michael?
Last thing I'd say to the world, find God. Be on God's side. Be a good person. That's
Amazing.
it. Be on His side and trust in Him. Put your trust in Him. Surrender to Him, and just watch as your life changes. That's it. It's all about God.
Thank you for coming back on.
This life is temporary, bro. Thank you for having me on.
It's great catching back up, and hopefully we'll do this again.
We will, bro. We will.
Stay safe.
You as well, man. Have a good one.